5 ways to be better in bed.
So we have compiled together our best tips and advice to be the best or better in bed. And this is going to be a real quick fire video of our top tips.
Yeah. It's basically these 5 things will be a game changer for you and your sex life.
And you've already made a start by coming here and watching this video to learn better. So you're already there. You're getting there. And these tips can be for all genders and all sexualities, so listen up, fuckers!
Our old favourite, communication.
Communication doesn't necessarily mean writing to each other, writing essays, and having long bed pillow talk conversations. We are just talking about right there in the moment, or a pre-brief or a debrief of sex, where you just openly talk about like what you don't like, and be eager to listen to your partner with what they like and what they don't like.
Being open to communicating already puts you levels above so many other people when it comes to having sex.
That's literally what I look for when I want to fuck somebody or get intimate with someone, is if they have good talking skills, if they want to listen to me and hear me, and if they're willing to be able to talk to me and tell me everything that they're feeling or thinking.
Yeah, it's one of like the reasons that we do what we do to help people.
Sorry.
Bless you.
So the weirdest, like I'm like cough sneezing because I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm like
The reason that we do what we do is to try and open up the conversation so that you all feel way better and find it easier to communicate with each other about sex. Well, to get a good sex, you have to be...
To get a good sex,
you have to be honest about what you like in the bedroom with your partner and with yourself.
And also things like how you're feeling about the situation, whether or not this is just a fuck, a one-time thing, or whether or not you want something a little bit more. It is so important to be honest with yourself and your feelings and emotions, and to be able to relay that back to your partner, because yes, if you're worried they're not going to feel the same way, at least you know sooner rather than later. It's always better to just be true and honest from the beginning.
And it goes hand in hand with communication, because yeah, it's great to be able to communicate, but what is communication if not honest? So you need to be able to be honest about if someone's like, are you enjoying that? You have to be able to be like, no, if you're not, and point them in the right direction, or be able to communicate in a way that shows what you honestly do like.
That being honest is hard. It's really hard. It's a really uncomfortable feeling to have, because we were never really taught how to do it. And a lot of people have been taught, but some people haven't, so it can be quite awkward. We're not saying it's supposed to be easy, but nothing good comes easy. And being able to be honest from the very beginning sets that up for being able to be honest and trust each other. I mean, it leads into a lot of great things and makes the whole situation more easy and more fun, potentially. So this is about being enthusiastic to learn your partner's body. Even if you think you're a fucking sex god and you know exactly what you're doing, everybody's different and everybody's body changes throughout the stages of when you're playing around. So the best thing to do is to be able to sit there and listen and learn.
And that's not just about your partner. You also need to learn about your own body and really what gets you off, because how are you supposed to be honest with your partner without knowing what you actually like? And that takes learning through solo sex, masturbation, experimenting with partners and yourself. Our favourite, don't be afraid to incorporate sex toys, lube, any kind of thing into your sexual play that is going to heighten the pleasurable experience.
Like lingerie, bondage, have a play outside. It's all about not just having sex for sex, but try to introduce new things and be spontaneous. And I mean, it's all a self-exploration anyway. So it's just trying to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, what works for your partner or multiple partners.
To start off, you might just want to slip a little bullet vibrator into your sexual play and get some clitoral action in there as well, or maybe a butt plug, anything small to start off with. But then this could also be things like role play, kink, really like learning about fantasies and fetishes. It can really be anything. Sexual enhancements are your playground when it comes to sex.
And don't be afraid. Because I think we do get afraid about it. Especially with lube. Lube has a lot of bad stigma about it. And lube can literally change a shitty sex situation into an amazing one. Especially if your mind's not exactly there and you're not feeling super horny, but you're like, okay, no, if you just fuck me really hard, I'll be able to get lubricated. But it doesn't work like that sometimes.
No.
Sometimes you just need a little lubey helping hand. There is nothing more attractive than somebody that looks after and actually cares for their sexual health. So this isn't just about going to get regular STI checkups. This is about personal hygiene and making sure that you're all good down there. Check yourself out in the mirror, looking at all the nitty gritty bits, because if someone's face is going to be down there, you want to make sure it's top crystal. I don't know why. Well, I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking of like an advert, like it's crystal clear.
Ding! It is super attractive when someone is down with their sexual health, when they're in there asking you when you got your last sexual health test done, and also someone that isn't afraid to use condoms and just has them on hand.
Oh my god, yes.
That is just basically on with the sexual knowledge, the sexual health, and with their hygiene as well.
Yeah, even if it's just, you don't even have to ask for a condom. It's just already part of the situation. Or if you don't want to use condoms anymore, you're both like, hey, let's go and get an STI checkup. Like, when
exactly.
It's almost like a test when you ask someone, when was the last time you got an STI checkup, to see how they'll react. If they're like, oh, I've never got one, then it's like, oh my god, back away immediately. I am not about that life. It's got to be like, yes, that's really cool, let's do this together. And if we come across a sexually transmitted infection, then let's deal with it like adults, not like, ew, you're gross, you didn't get it from me. Just be like, shit, I'm sorry to hear you've got that. Like, how is this going to be treated, and when can we next fuck?
Yeah, and also it makes it so much better when someone is super confident and relaxed about using condoms.
Oh my god,
and like being like, here's the condom, let's put it on, and not make it into this huge deal or avoid it altogether, because it's so awkward when you want to use a condom and your partner's not even suggested it yet, and you have to be like, hey, bad. Can we use a condom? And then there's like some awkwardness around it, and that's when people are like, oh yeah, there's nothing more awkward than that condom moment. But that is just not true. No. Condom moments are not awkward. You just need to be confident and self-assured by it.
Yeah, if anything, condoms are quite sexy. You're like, okay, really now we're gonna fuck. Like, I'm ready for it. They turn me on. If you do have a problem with condoms, there is no harm in talking to your partner about it and saying, hey, so like condoms do this to me, I don't feel comfortable with condoms, what can we do about it, and how do you feel about it? But own that. Don't try and skirt around it or make it into like, I can't use condoms, I don't really like them. Like, just be honest and open about it and be like, hey, like, this is my truth, and if you're not okay with that, fair enough. Don't try and pressure them or push them towards it or try and convince them that you don't have an STI, because that makes you look fucking terrible. And it's
I don't have anything, I swear.
I swear. Like,
I swear.
I promise. It looks fine down there. And we're not just talking about men too. We're talking about women as well, and everyone. All genders. Everyone should carry condoms with them and be cool about them.
So these are your 5 tips to success in the bedroom, basically.
We hope you've liked these tips. If we've missed anything, of course, write them in the comments below, because we'd love to hear from you and find out how to make your sexual experience, or like how to make our sexual experience even better. But
like this video, give it a huge thumbs up please, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I don't know what you're doing if you haven't already subscribed.
I swear you say the same line. You always say like this video and thumbs up, and they're the two same things, right?
Yes.
So it's
just
like
reinforcing it.
Double like this video if you enjoy
double like.
As well as if you think any of your sexual partners don't know this stuff, send it to them. Send this to your girls, send this to your boys, send this to your friends and your family members, because this is important information that will guarantee you to have better sex. Who wouldn't want that?
Guaranteed. A come curious guarantee.
Yeah, ding! Yeah, like, come back. 1 year warranty. If it hasn't worked, then come back.
I actually, like, would fully, like, guarantee that. Like,
yeah, I would.
If using all these tips, there's no way you wouldn't be better in the bedroom.
If you use all of these tips, 5 tips with every person that you sleep with, if it doesn't work in a year, come back and we'll both have sex with you.
Remember to follow us on our social media, Come Curious, read Amber X and Florence Bark.
As well as follow our podcast. If you can, Fucks Given. It's on all of the podcast platforms and we talk about sex more, but with other people and new guests, and we learn so much, so you can learn even more from there.
And you will see us very soon, I am sure.
Yeah, in a couple of days, I think. Woo!
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, my wrist.